Okay. Chalo, we'll start in 1-2 minutes, please. You can share the link everywhere. I hope you have done yesterday's homework. The ones who were there yesterday. Vijay Chandra, very good morning. Sure, we'll wait for 1 minute. I hope the voice is clear today. Yesterday there was some problem with the mic, I believe. So today I hope it's clear. Okay, so we're gonna solve a couple of questions today. New concepts are there. Let everyone join in, then we'll start. Okay. Hmm, okay. Good morning. Good morning. Voice is clear. Okay. Thank you so much. Chalo. We'll not waste time. We'll start immediately. So please pay attention. A very good morning to everyone. So today is CMA final SFM revision day number 2. Okay. Yesterday we started off a revision series. Okay. This is going to go for approximately 40 days till Diwali. Before Diwali it will get over. Okay. Now this was first announcement. So yesterday we did start with capital budgeting. First I introduced everything, how to study and all that SFM, how should be your order. Then we start off with this important chapter known as capital budgeting. Okay. This is one thing. Also, one more announcement. For the law lectures, I'm going to come up with a free marathon. Okay, so this free marathon will drop, I think, by this end of month. Okay, so it is going to be very useful for you guys. So even please do watch that law marathon. Okay, this is announcement number 2. Now, first things first. The students who were there yesterday, first of all, we'll do one thing. We'll revise everything in a bit, and then the homework. Please cross your answers with it, and then I'll go with today's concept. Okay. Now, yesterday, as you all know, we started off with capital budgeting, also called as investment decision. In this, we divided the entire chapter into 3 basic sections. One was the basics, the second was your risk analysis and capital budgeting, and the last was your leasing part. Okay. Now, remember one thing: leasing is a sub chapter. It is completely altogether, but it comes under your investment decisions only. Because in leasing also you need to give a decision. Okay. Now, in basics, we first of all made an index that what all we are going to cover in this. Then we started off with a few concepts: payback, discounted payback, NPV, profitability index, IRR. Then we were solving some important sums which are very tricky. Now, please tell me one thing: you have done the homework, and once I will just cross check it. This was the homework. Okay, how many of you have done it? How many of you have done it? How many of you have done? I'll do one thing. I'll just write the answers first. I'll write the answers, then we will go ahead. Okay, I'll write the answers. Make sure your answers are matching with this. Okay. Chalo. Now, what they were, it was the same thing, huh? What we did. It was the same thing what we did. Your cost of project, your payback period, your cost of capital and NPV. This is your cost of project. So anybody who's got the answer, anybody who's got the answer, I'll write the answer over here. Please cross check it. Please cross check it. Chalo. Now, your first answer of cost of project was rupees 1,71,300. 1,71,300. I hope you have got it. Your payback period was approx 2.855 years. 2.855 years. Next, cost of capital, it was 12%, and your NPV was rupees 10,963. 10,963. This was your yesterday's answers to your homework. Remember one thing, we have solved the same sum. The only thing was for practice I had given it just by changing the figures. Okay. Now again I'm telling, if you have not done the homework, please do take this answer. Just take a copy of it. And remember one thing, you need to do the homework. That is why I'm coming online live. Okay. Now, anybody has got it? Acha, somebody has got it. Yeah, your answer is right. Your answer is right. Very good. Your answer is right. Okay. Chalo. Now, can we go ahead, please? Can we go ahead? So today we are going to do some new concepts. New concepts today. Please, everybody on the screen. Now, remember, yesterday we did solve NPV, how to do payback period, how to do NPV, PA, and all that. Okay. But one thing was very pretty clear. For inflow, your step number one has to be what? CFAT. Your step number one has to be CFAT. That is nothing but what? Cash flow after tax. Cash flow after tax. Cash flow after tax. Okay. Now there's a specific statement for this cash flow after tax. We'll do that. I'll take a question first and then we will go ahead. Okay. Please, everyone needs to write that question. Everyone needs to write the question, please. Check the number, what a number it is, and then start writing it down. Okay. It's a very simple sum, but your concepts will be completely clear. Okay. ABC Limited, ABC Limited, ABC Limited is considering, ABC Limited is considering taking up a project, is considering taking up a project, is considering taking up a project. Everyone needs to write down, please. Taking up a project, having following details, okay. Now, sir, what details they have given? They've given years, and the most important is they've given you profit before depreciation and tax. I'll explain you what is all this. First, write down the information 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, PBDT 80,000. Next, you have 80,000. Next, you have 90,000. Next, you have 90,000. And next, you have 75,000. 75,000. Okay. Now, this is profit before depreciation and tax. I'm going to explain to you everything. Just write down the question. But I want everybody to focus on this word, and that is PBDT. Okay. So, next. The cost of machinery, the one which this company is going to get, is rupees 2 lakhs. Is rupees 2 lakhs. Is rupees 2 lakhs. Okay. And the depreciation is 20% WDV. 20% WDV. Tax rate is 35%. Tax rate is 35%. Your discounting factor is 11%. Discounting factor is 11%. Simple question I've asked you. Would you accept the project? Would you accept the project? The machine, I mean. Would you accept the machine? Question mark. Okay. Seems a very, obviously it's a very easy question, but just to brush up your basic, we are doing this. Okay. But tell me one thing. If they are asking you, what exactly should you do? Accept or reject? It is based on NPV. Okay, you can do a lot of techniques, but we have to compute NPV in this. If the NPV is positive, we'll go ahead with the project. As simple as that. But for doing this, you cannot jump to NPV statement as we did yesterday. Yesterday in the question, they had directly given you what? CFAT. But in this, there is no CFAT. So what is the meaning of CFAT? What do you mean? CFAT is simple inflow. But in capital budgeting, we do not take inflow before taxes. We have to take the inflow after taxes. That is your net inflow. But for doing that, we need to compute what? CFAT. We need to compute CFAT. Now, step number one, solution. If anybody knows the answer, you can start solving. You can start solving. There's no problem about that. Okay. Step number one, Please brush up your basics. Huh? Step number 1. Will I compute direct NPV? The answer is no. So your step number 1 has to be what? Computation of CFAT. Okay. Now also one more thing. While doing CFAT, you need to do one more thing, and that is what? You have to check what depreciation it is. If it is SLM, your work is very easy. But if it is WDV, boss, you need to do one thing. You need to first of all make a table also for that, because then it will become very easier for you to pick up the figures. Now, we'll do one thing. First, we'll write this and then we'll jump on to depreciation also. Okay. How to do CFAT? How to do CFAT? Cash flow after tax. It's very simple. Particulars 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So from where we will start? You will start with the revenue, the profit which they have given you. So it is PBDT, that is profit before depreciation and tax. Just write down the figures. Write down the figures. It is 80,000. Next it is what? 80,000. Next you have 90,000. 90,000. Next again you have 90,000. And then you have 75,000. Okay, 75,000. Simple. This is your PBDT. Now tell me one thing. What you will deduct from this? You will start deducting all the expenses and all. First up is your depreciation. Now see, you can obviously do on the calculator also. There is no big deal in this. But if you make up a table, you will be in a very good position to understand what is happening. So what you can do is leave some lines. You can write your working note. And write there computation of depreciation on WDV basis. Remember one thing, presentation is very important for your examinations. Do not do any calculation in your mind. Okay, you might do this in your mind also. It's very easy, but please show them how you have done it. So opening WDV, then you will have depreciation, and then you will have closing WDV. Okay, here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So what was the opening WDV? It was 2 lakhs. Can you please start doing it? Just let me know what are the figures. Right, do the entire thing. Huh? Complete the entire table of your this. Okay, so first depreciation how much? This is 40,000. You'll get 1,60,000. 1,60,000. Next is 1,60,000. Again, there's depreciation. The ones who are joining in new, this is the question. 20% is the depreciation. We're doing working note. 32,000. Next, you'll have 1,28,000. Next, 1,28,000. Next, 25,600. Next, 1,02,400. Next, 1,02,400. Again, 20%, 20,480. Next is your 81,920. 81,920. 20% on this 16,384, and then you will have 65,536. This will be your closing WDV. Okay, what we are bothered is this. This is what we are bothered, and what is that? The depreciation. Now it becomes very easy for you to just pick up the figures and just drag it where on your CFAT table. So what you'll do? Write it over here. Your CFAT depreciation 40,000. Next is your 32,000. Next 25,600. Next 20,480. Next 16,384. Okay. Now please tell me what are the figures. After deducting it. This will become profit before tax. This will become profit before tax. Okay. Yeah. Chalo. 40,000. Next. 48,000. Next. 64,400. I hope you're getting the figures. If everybody's got the answer, please do share. 69,520. Simple. 75,000 minus 16,384. 58,616. Okay. Now, after this, what we will do? We'll deduct tax. Deduct tax at the rate. How much is tax? Tax is 35%. Tax is 35%. We'll deduct this and tell me what is the figure. 40,000 into 35%. This is 14,000. 14,000. 16,800. Next. 64,400 into 35%. 22,540. 69,520. 24,332 and 58,616. This is 20,506. Okay, I've rounded it off. What you will get is something called as profit after tax, right? Is this your CFAT? No. Remember one thing, the logic of CFAT is what? How much exactly cash flow is coming in and going out of your business. Depreciation is a non-cash expenditure. When I write depreciation, it does not mean I'm giving it to somebody. It is just for the provision. It is just for wear and tear of your asset. So I'm not giving out the cash to anybody. This statement is all about cash flow after tax. So is depreciation going out of your business? The answer is no actually. So what we need to do is you need to deduct tax and you need to add back depreciation again. That figure will be called as your CFAT. That figure will be called as your CFAT. So this is profit after tax, and when you add back depreciation again back to it, so then why do we deduct depreciation in the first place? If you wanted to add back again, why are we deducting depreciation? The reason behind that is because of tax calculation. Because of tax, we have deducted what? Depreciation only for tax purpose. So do one thing, please tell me what is profit after tax, and then you can add back what? You can add back your depreciation again, the one which you have calculated, and this figure will be your what? CFAT. This figure will be your CFAT. Anybody can tell me what is your CFAT? Anybody can tell me what is your CFAT? So you need to add back this again. 40,000. This will add back again. 32,000. 25,600. 20,480 and 16,384. Okay. 40,000 minus 14,000 plus 40,000. 66,000 must be your first CFAT. Anybody who's getting 66,000? Next, 48,000 minus 16,800 plus 32,000. 63,200. 63,200. Next, 540 plus 25,600. 67,460. 67,460. Next, 69,520 minus 24,332 plus 20,480. You will get 65,668. Next, 58,616 minus 20,516 plus 16,384. You will get 54,484. Can you please cross check and tell me, is these your figures? Is these your figures? Anyone? Is this your figures? This has to be your what? CFAT. 66,000. Next you have what? 63,200. Next you have 67,460. Next you have 65,668. And next you have 54,484. This is your CFAT. Now you are in a position to calculate what? NPV. Your CFAT is done. Your depreciation table is also done now. Okay. Now Go for your step 2. Go for your step 2. Go for your step number 2, and that will be statement showing statement showing do everything very properly. Huh? Statement showing, let it be a very easy sum also, no problem, but the presentation is very important. This is all the basics which are doing. Okay, remember one thing, tomorrow will be the last day for YouTube live. Okay, after that we are going on the ones who have only paid. From Monday you will be shared a sheet of all these sums. I am writing it down. Okay, so from Monday you will be shared a sheet, we'll do those sums, and also your homework will be there every day. From Monday we're going to have that. From Monday this is going to stop. What the YouTube live, we'll meet on Google Meet. Okay, statement showing computation of statement showing computation of NPV. Okay, chalo, we have done it yesterday also. I had drawn a statement yesterday. So first, year particulars, next you have cash flow, next you have discounting factor at the rate of, how much was it, how much is it, discounting factor, how much is the question, 11%, discounting factor at 11%, and next you have DCF. Okay, chalo, how will you start? 0. Okay, that's the outflow. So this is your outflow. You can write initial investment also. How much is the outflow? How much is the outflow? 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs. Okay, so this is 2 lakhs. This is 1, and this is again 2 lakhs. Okay, obviously in the for the 0 year, there is no present value because the money is going today itself. Okay, next you have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Has, if anybody has done it, you can please give me the answer. You can cross check it also. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chalo. This is your CFAT. This is your CFAT. CFAT, 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 and CFAT. Okay, this all is your inflow. Whatever your figures you have written, you just write it down. Just write it down. 66,000. 66,000. Next you have 63,200. You have 63,200. Next you have 67,460. Next you have 65,668. 65,668. Next you have 54,448. 54,448. 484. One second, let me check the figures. 54,484. Am I writing it right? 65,668. Yes, 67,460. Yeah, all the figures are right. Now you can just do one thing. I hope you know the discounting factor, how to compute. If they have given the discounting factor, make use of that. If not, you can do it on your own. Okay. How much decimal this take? It will be written in the question, but you can do it with 2 also. Okay, there's no problem also. Okay. 1 divided by 1.11. Your discounting factor will be what? 0.90. 0.81. 73 6659. Okay, anybody can tell me what is the answer? Your NPV? Anyone can tell me what is the NPV? Fast. Somebody has got the NPV. Jyoti is telling how much? NPV is 35,000. How much? 671. Okay. Anybody else who's got the answer? Fast. Anybody else who's got the answer? Fast. 59,400. 51. Do it very aram se. There is no guide. There is no gadbad. Okay. There is no rush of doing anything. Okay. As I said yesterday also in my lecture, my first lecture, that I can do this in normal PPT way also. Okay. I can just put the keyword will come. But the point is you need to solve it. What is happening with the CMA final students and also the intern? Because of the recording classes and all ready-made being available, we are only able to take it everything in my head. But the moment is when a student goes for writing the paper, the brain and the hand doesn't connect because of lack of practice. It is very simple. So even for very simple sums in the examination, you might hang up. You might say, "Arey, I've not done this only because I've not written it." It might be there in your head, but it is not coming on the paper because practice. That's the reason we are doing this. And don't worry, in approx 40 days, your entire curriculum will be over. That is for sure. The whole, I'll take the entire revision. I'm not doing any rush at all because see, these chapters are very important. Do take them aram se. There is no worries at all. This might be very basic sum, but it is important for you to get in the flow. 43,340, 54,484 into 0.59. How much is this? 32,145. 59,400 plus 51192 plus 49,246 plus 43,340 and 32,145. Okay, minus 2 lakhs 35,323. No problem. There is no problem at all. 35,323. And if you're wondering, sir, obviously even my answer is in 35,000, even her answer is in 35,000. Somebody has done 36,000. That is a bit off track, Anil. Okay, there's no problem at all. Then take 4 decimals also. Now, so how to understand this? It will be written in the examination. Take 2, take 3, take 4. Okay, more or the less they will give the this calculations of the discounting factor because of the uniformity of the answers. Because see, the one who has taken 4, even that student is right. The one who has taken 3 and 2, even that student is right. The only thing is of decimal points. So they will, for uniformity purpose, they will give an examination that please do one thing, please follow the table. Okay, or they'll write specifically, please take 4 decimal points. Okay. So if your answer is in 35,000, your answer is absolutely right. But 36,000 is not right. Is not right. This one. What's his name? Anil. Anil. You need to solve it again. I think you've done some mistake. Okay. Chalo. Is this done? Is this done? Now we'll add one more question. So tell me one thing. As per now, what is your answer? Yes, the NPV is positive. We will go ahead with the machine. As simple as that. But just add one more question to this. Add one more question to this. Add one more question to this, please. Compute IRR of the above question. Okay. Yesterday, you know what we did? Yesterday, I wrote the meaning of IRR. I wrote the formula of IRR, and then we jumped over to that sum. Okay, the one which we did yesterday. This was one thing. But what can we do right now? So do one thing. For IRR, I have given you the formula. Start rate plus NPV as start rate. No problem. But as I explained yesterday, for computing IRR, we need two things. One, we need a positive NPV, and one, we need a negative NPV. Positive NPV is there in front of you. That is 35,323, which has come with discounting factor. This discounting factor, that is 11%. Now you need to increase the discounting factor to such an extent that your NPV becomes what? Negative. Sometimes in the examination, they will give you what? They will give you the percentage only. So the one which is the most max, you can take that. That will be that answer will be negative. But in this question, they have not given. So what you can do is, you can take a random number, and you can compute. Now remember one thing. This is 11%. Can we try it? Can we try it by 20%? We'll try it by 20%, whether it's coming or not. Okay. You can take any random number. Most probably the answer, it will be given in the examination only. Okay. So please compute the NPV in a very fast manner now and tell me the answer of 20% if it's coming negative or not. Do it fast. Here, particulars. Cash flow, discounting factor. I think we should take not 20, we'll take more. Take 25% and DCF. Take 25%. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Outflow. This is your CFAT. Okay. This is 1 divided by 1.25. How much is this? 0.8. One sec. 64 0.512. I'm taking 4 now. Chalo. Figures. This is your 2 lakhs. 66,000. Do it fast. This is the only calculation now. 67,460. Next, 65,668. Next, 54,484. Okay. Just check whether it is coming negative. Just check whether it is coming negative. Next, 67,460 into 0.512. 67,460 into 0.512. 34,530. 540 I can write. 540. Next, 65,668. 65 into 0.4096. 26,898. I've rounded off. 554,484 into 0.3277. 17,854. Okay. Just see the answer is negative of what? 448 plus 34,540 plus 26,898 and plus 17,854 minus 2 lakh. Your answer is negative 27,460. Negative 27,460. So we could have got it on 20% also. Okay. Now, Aram say what to do now? Sir, we have got this. Okay. So we have got one positive NPV and one negative NPV. Now, can you please put that in the formula? Just for your practice purpose. Okay. So, internal rate of return, what you will do? Start rate plus, first write on the formula. Start rate plus NPV at start rate. We'll solve your model sums also. I'll jump to that also. But first we are making our structure, then we'll jump onto the model sums also. NPV at start rate. NPV at start rate minus NPV at end rate into end rate minus start rate. End rate minus start rate. Now what is the start? You have two rates, right? You have 11% and you have this 25%. So your start rate is 11% plus how much was your NPV at start rate? So it was 35,323, 35,323 whole divided by, again the same number, 35,323. Remember one thing, this is minus and the next end rate NPV is negative. So minus becomes plus. So this is automatically, this figure is going to become plus only because of the negative NPV. 27,460. Just remind one more thing, I'm just reminding you, don't write plus in the formula first only, yeah? Because see, when you generally solve these sums, you'll get a habit of what? Writing plus there. But don't make it in the formula only, because then it might end up minus again. Okay, so just make it like this. End rate is 25% minus 11%. Anybody who can tell me what is the answer of IRR? 11% plus 35,323 upon 35,323 plus 27,460. This is 62,783 into 14%. So 35,323 divided by 62,783 into 14 plus 11. Your answer has to be approx 18.87%. This has to be your answer. 18.87%. Anybody has got the answer? 18.87%. Anyone? Anybody has got the answer? Anybody? 18.87 should be your answer. 18.87 should be your answer. Let me know if you have got it. We can move forward. We can move forward. Let me know once you're done with it. Let me know once you're done with it. Yes, no. Yes, no. Have you got the answer? Yes, now everybody is getting the answer. Very good. I want everybody to be active, huh? Everybody. And sleep early so you can get up early in the morning. Okay. Do not get the habit of watching recording lectures. That is the reason I'm coming online live. Some people message me yesterday, so no, 7:50 is way too early. We cannot get up at 7:50. So, what reply I will give to them? Okay. So please try to wake up early in the morning so that it is fresh, and throughout the day you can do the homework of SFM and you can do other subject also. We own the only paper. It is not only SFM in your this you have to do every other thing also, right? There's so many other subjects. The reason I'm taking SFM in the morning because you're fresh. You can just start your day with this calculation part, and then you can do homework, and then you can do rest of the subjects also. Okay. Chalo, chalo, chalo. Now, can we just go ahead? Can we just go ahead? Yes, no. Can we just go ahead? Yes, no. Has everybody got it or what? Has everybody got it? Please tell me so that I can go ahead also. Fast, 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 fast. There's one concept which I need to teach you one more. Please write down. Please write down this concept called as. This is very important, and many students, get confused over here. And that is life disparity. Life disparity. Okay. Now pay attention, please. In your examination, they will give you basic sums also. They will give you advanced problems also. But if they are giving you two machineries, and if they are telling you that please select one of the machine from this, so the most easiest way is to compute NPV. Compute NPV, the one which has a more NPV, you will select that. Or otherwise, you can also do it on payback period. The shorter the payback period, obviously you will choose that proposal or machinery. But this is only possible where both the machines are at par. What do you mean by at par? It has to be on the same page. It has to be comparable, right? When you are able to compare two machines, then it makes sense to do what? Do it by NPV and all. But if those are not at par, so what is the meaning of this not at par? The useful life of both the machines are not same. One has 5 years, the other has 7 years. So in this case, you cannot use NPV, boss. Are you understanding this? This situation is called as what? Life disparity. Okay. So please write down. We'll take sums also. Okay. But very important, whenever question is coming, you need to focus on what part? The useful life part. Okay. Don't just blankly start computing NPV. You may find it very easy. I've done the solution. No, it's wrong. Because the both useful life are different. Please write down. Life disparity is a situation. Life disparity. Life disparity is a situation. Is a situation where lives of the two projects where lives of two projects where lives of two projects are different where lives of two projects are different, and in this situation in this situation in this situation NPV method fails to give satisfactory results. Fails to give satisfactory results. Fails to give satisfactory results. So then what should we do, sir? What should we do in this? So in this situation In this situation, we'll use something called as EAV, as equivalent annualized value. We'll make it equal, okay? In this situation, we will use EAV, that is equivalent annualized value. Okay. So how to do this EAV? Simple. EAV is your basically for EAV you need to compute NPV upon cumulative discounting factor, cumulative discounting factor for life of project, for life of project. Also one more thing, please pay attention. Pay attention please. Okay. Now see, remember, for computing EAV, sir, the basic thing is what we need to compute NPV again. No, see, NPV is the base of everything, but that is not the decision criteria for this kind of situation. One. Second point, cumulative discounting factor for life of the project. Sir, obviously we'll do it for life only. Now, what is cumulative? Aggregate 1-4 years. So what I'll do plus 4 times. Simple. But there are 3-4 things which will come in your NPV. Yesterday I had told it. And you know what was that? Number one. Your scrap value comes at the end of useful life. That's the inflow. Forget, CFAT is going to come only. That is there. But what all other inflows can come in your NPV table? Scrap can come. Working capital comes. Recovery of working capital. And you can tell me one more thing of what comes over there. It is the tax shield. Remember one thing, tax shield on loss on sale of asset. I'm just writing it over here, okay? And you can write this, just put a stick note in your capital weighting chapter. Please just, I'm making a box over here. Note. What is this? Inflows apart from CFAT. Just diverting a little bit from the question, because in this question which I'm going to give, scrap value is there in that. Okay. So what is this? See, NPV is a mixture of two things which we have done, outflow and inflow. Whatever money is going to come in, I'm going to consider it as inflow. But the point is, it should not be only giving like receiving money. So what comes apart from CFAT? One is your scrap bangar. You sell it, you will get money. That's the inflow. Second, recovery of working capital. What is the meaning of working capital? The capital which is needed for daily day-to-day needs. So working capital has two effects. When working capital is needed, so it is also added where? In your outflow, right? Because you need to give it, but it is also recovered back. Even in the question, it is not given anything. There is no recovery of working capital. By default, working capital is recovered back at the end of useful life, and that is also your what? Inflow. And third, the most important part is tax shield, also called as tax savings, on loss of asset. Even this is your inflow. So these three things might come in your NPV. Basically, you need to check it out in the question. Whether these three things are there or not. Your scrap, your working capital, and your third is what? If there is loss, sir, one sec. For loss, this means that they need to give what? The sale value of this. Just for 1 minute, please come down to this question, which we have solved it. We did the depreciation table. How much was the closing WDV? The ones who were there from the morning, how much was the closing WDV? 65,536, right? Now, in that question, if I would have given you the sale value also, for example, let us say the sale value is 20,000 only. Just example. This means what? The WDV was 65,000 and you sold it for 20,000. Is there a loss? Yes, there is a loss. And on that loss, there will be what? Tax savings. That tax savings will come as what? Inflow in your NPV statement. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, we'll do it in a question also. Okay, so do one thing, take down a question, for this, take down a question for this, and you tell me what is the answer. Okay. One sec. You give me 1 second now. Okay, take down this question. Write down the question. Huh? This is a live disparity question. Outflow, you have given project X and project Y. 40,000. This is 60,000. Next, annual net inflow 15,000 and 16,000. 16,000. You need to be faster right now for this. Life 4 years and 7 years and 7 years. Scrap also they have given 5,000 and 3,000. 3,000. Okay. Evaluate the proposals. Evaluate the proposals. Taking discounting factor at 15%. Can you do it? Can you guys do it? It's a very simple sum. Start doing it. I'll just put charger to my laptop. It's gone. It's drained out. Can you guys do it? But sir, they have not given us to solve it by what? Life disparity or EAV method. How we are supposed to understand? That's why I'm trying to tell you. You need to understand this. In the examination also, they will not give you that please solve it by EAV. No, never. You have to understand. Because what happens in that flow, you only do what? Only NPV will do. And then you will select any of the project. But no, what you have to do is, you have to start by solving NPV only, but you have to do it by what? The decision has to be made on EAV method. Okay. Now, solution. What will be your first step to compute NPV? Can you do it fast? Can you please do it fast? Project X, NPV, year, particulars, cash flow, discounting factor, and DCF. Discounting factor what? 15%. 0. Will you write 1, 2, 3, 4? Can you please tell me? Will you write 1, 2, 3, 4? The answer is no. Because the amount is constant, right? The amount is constant every year. So what I'll do? 1-4. This is my outflow. This is my outflow. This is my CFAT. How much is my outflow? My outflow is 40,000. 40,000. This is going to be 1, and this is going to be 40,000. This is going to be 40,000. Okay. How much is my inflow? This is 15,000. 15,000 is per. Will I write one more 4 over here? Yes. Why? Because there's scrap also. Now, how much is scrap? 5,000. Is scrap my inflow? Yes, scrap is my inflow. Now, do one thing. Take on your calculators. 15% for 4 years, you need to give me a cumulative factor. So, 1 divided by 1.15 is equal to M plus, is equal to M plus, is equal to M plus, is equal to M plus. M much can write. How much is it? 2.855. Is everybody getting 2.855? Sir, but what to do about the scrap value? For scrap also I want discounting factor. So will I drag the same discounting factor down? No. Scrap is only for the 4th year. So what you will do? 1 divided by 1.15 1, 2, 3 and 4. Only for the fourth year. How much is it? 0.5717. 0.5717. Now can you please tell me what is the NPV? Anybody who has got it? Anybody has got it? The NPV? 15,000 into 2.855. 42,000. 42,825. Okay. And next 5,000 into 0.5717. 2,859. Okay. And what is the answer? Is it 5,684? Is it 5,684? 5,684? 5,684? Is this your NPV? Yes or no? Is this your NPV? Yes or no? 5,684. Is everybody getting? Yes, very good. Very good. Okay. Now, this was project X. Can you please do it for project Y? Fast, very fast. Project Y. Project Y. Can you please do it? Your particulars. Presentation is important. Please don't do anything. Even if you know, don't do shortcuts. That's the most worst part you will do in your FM. Because many shows I have seen in the class also, what they do is do it such a fast manner because they know the calculations. So they think no, this is so easy. But no, present it very properly. Present it very properly. Discounting factor. Discounting factor. This is 15%, right? Yes, 15%. And then DCF 0. Now see how much is this? 1-7 and again 7. This is my outflow. This is my outflow. This is my CFAT and this is my scrap. This is my scrap. Outflow is how much? Outflow is 60,000. This is 1. This is also 60,000. Next CFAT is how much? 16,000. Now can you please tell me what is the discounting factor for 7 years at the rate of 15%? At the rate of 15%. What do you do? 1 divided by 1.15 m plus 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 4.160 approx. See if you're getting 4.1604 4.1604. See if you're getting this. You get something 66,566. How much is your scrap? I've given scrap as 3,000. And what is the discounting factor for the 7th year? Direct for the 7th year, we want 1 divided by 1.15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 0.3759. 0.3759. See how much is it? This will come to 1128 approx. Can you please give me an NPV for this? Can you please give me an NPV for this? Anyone? Anyone? Sangeeta has given answer for the, no, I want for project Y. I want for project Y. 566 plus 1128 minus 60,000. 7,694 should be your answer. 7,694 should be your answer. See whether if you're getting this answer. 7,694, everybody. 7,694. Now, if you've got this answer, what we'll do is is this your final answer? Sir, so simple. We'll go ahead with project Y because that NPV is more. No, boss, no. Now you need to compute one thing. What? And that is what? Next, computation of what? EAV. Computation of EAV. The sum is there in your module. Computation of EAV. Computation of EAV. How will you do it? Particulars. Particulars. Project X. Project Y. First write down what? First write down the NPV. The NPV. Rupees. Rupees, how much was it? 5684. 5684 and rupees 7,694. Okay. Next you can write down cumulative discounting factor for life of project. For life of project. For life of project. Remember one thing. Some students might get confused over here because when I talk about the cumulative discounting factor, you might do what? You might take this also. You might take this and this. So even that is there in that the scrap, but no, it is only for life of project. What is life? 2.855, the 4 years. So take this over here and take this over here. Simple. These are very minute things, but it's very important. And when in the examination, in the flow, you might add the scrap also over there. So it is only life of the project. So 2.855, and this was how much? 4.1604. 4.1604. And what was your formula? EAV is equal to NPV upon cumulative discounting factor. Is this right? Okay, can you please tell me what is the answer? 5684 divided by 2.855. This is how much rupees? 1990. 1990. 199. I can write 1 also. 1991, and this is how much? 7694 divided by 4.7694 divided by 4.16 happening 4.1604, 1849. Okay, and in this you will select this. Okay, so please write down, project X should be selected. X should be selected because it is having higher what? EAV. Have you written this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Have you written this? Yes or no? Everybody written? Take one more question. Take one more question, please. Take one more question. Investment on machinery. 400 lakhs. 400 lakhs. Okay. Following information is given to you. They have given you year, and they have given you earnings. And they have given you that these earnings are before depreciation and tax. Okay, now 5 years they have given you. Please do fast. 5 years they have given you. All these figures are in lakhs. I'll write it over here. All these figures are in lakhs. 160, 160, 180, 180 and 150. Okay, chalo. Discounting factor is 12%. Depreciation is 20% WDV. So you know what to do. First make up the table. And scrap is 0. Income tax is 50%. Okay, now what we need to do, everybody pay attention please. Okay, so first write down what you need to do. First compute NPV and IRR. For IRR they have given you the rates also: 10%, 12%, 14% and 16%. Okay, so you need to take the last one, that will come negative only. But the main point in this is you need to compute the tax shield on the loss. I repeat myself again, tax shield on the loss. The scrap is 0. So can we do this together? Please? Solution. Sir, one sec. For step number 1, what we'll do? Can we do CFAT or we'll do something else? Now remember one thing. Instead of working note, step number 1, start with your computation of depreciation table only. Computation of computation of depreciation table. Computation of depreciation table. And this is on what? This is on WDV basis. This is on WDV basis, right? So your opening WDV, depreciation, and closing WDV. The figure of closing WDV is very important. Okay, chalo. Please write down. Please write down. 1, 1. Well, how much is the opening WDV? It is 400 lakhs, right? Don't write 0, 0, 0, 0. Just write 400. That is more than enough. Okay. The depreciation is how much? Depreciation 20% WDV. Can you please do it fast in a very fast manner? 80, 320. We need to go till where? 4 and 5. 4 and 5, right? 320, 320. Next 64. This will become 256. This is 256 into 20%. In 20%, this will become 51.20, 51.20, 204.8, 204.8, 20%, 40.96, 163.84, 163.84. This will become 32.77, and this will become 131.07. Okay, we are interested in two things in this calculation. One is obviously the depreciation, the entire figures, and one is this figure 131.07. that is the closing WDV at the end of 5th year, which we are interested in. Okay, now this is done. Has everybody done this? Has everybody done this? Yes, no, yes, no. Now what we'll do is step number 2. Now please go on to this. What? Computation of CFAT. Computation of CFAT. Okay. Particulars 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Simple. Okay. Now what is the first thing? Earnings. But can I say one thing? These are earnings PBDT, like same. Earnings before depreciation and tax. Okay. Earnings before depreciation and tax, which they have already, I think, is given that only, right? Yeah. So how will you do it? 160, 160, 180, 180 and 150, right? Less depreciation, 80, 64, 51.2, 40.96 and 32.77. Okay, what you will get? You will get something called as earnings before tax. Then what you will do? Less tax. What is the rate at tax? It is, I think, 50%, right? Yes, tax at the rate 50%. Next, what you will get? You will get EAT. And what again you will do? You will add back what? You will add back depreciation, because we need to compute CFAT, right? Chalo. Now this will be your CFAT. Anybody can tell me what is a CFAT? Solving the entire table. Anybody can tell me what is a CFAT? Chalo. This, your EBIT will become how much? 80, 96, 80, 96, 128.8, 128.8, 139.04 and 117.23. Okay, deduct tax at that 50% flat. You get how much? You get 40, 48, 64.4, 69.52 and you will get 58.62. Okay, now you add back depreciation again. 80, 64, 51.2, 40.96 and 32.77. Okay, now can you please tell me what is the CFAT? 120, 112, 115.6, 110.48 and 91.39. Is this my CFAT? See whether it is coming or not. This has to be your CFAT. Okay. Next we'll do is what? Step number 3 will be what? Statement showing computation of NPV. But one thing we have to do, and what is that one thing? That one thing is your tax shield. Okay. So what we'll do is, what we'll just write down the statement now. Write down the statement over here. Here, particulars, cash flow, discounting factor at the rate of how much? How much is it? How much I've given you? 12%. 12%. And next is your DCF. Okay, simple. Now this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? Now just leave this and just write working note over here. Working note. And what is a working note? Pay attention now. Computation of tax shield. Tax shield. What is tax shield? Also called as tax savings. Tax savings, it will happen only if there's a loss, right? Now, how to compute this loss? So, the closing WDV, how much? The closing WDV was how much? We have written it somewhere over here. How much was this? 131.07. 131.07 lakhs, right? I'll write it over here, lakhs. 131.07. Okay. Now, sale value as in how much we have sold. This is 0 because scrap is 0 over there. Now please tell me how much is my loss. My loss is total 131.07. so how much tax shield I'll get? Obviously I'll get the entire tax shield at 50% on this only, because my closing WDV was 131.07 lakhs. When I went to sell it, there was nothing. I did not get anything, so everything was lost. Now remember one thing, tax shield on loss, okay, at the rate how much? 50%. So 131.07 into 50, how much is this? 65.53 lakhs. This is my what? This is my tax savings, tax shield, tax figure. Many students, they write 131.07 in the NPV table. No, that is the loss. We are not bothered for the loss. We are bothered for the tax savings, and tax savings will happen on the loss amount. So 65.53 will also come over here at the end. Okay. Now can you please give me the NPV answer? Can you please give me the NPV answer? Outflow, CFAT, everything will become same over here except the last 5. And this will have to be tax shield. Okay, chalo, give me an answer fast. Outflow is how much? It's 400. Okay, it's 400. This will be 1. This will be 400. Okay, how much was the CFAT? This was 120. This was 112, 115.6, 110.48, 91.39, and boss, the one we have done it in the end. Okay, and what is that? 65.53, right? Now first, can you please give me the discounting factor for 12%? 1.12. Okay, 0. We'll take it 4 decimals. 8929. 1 divided by 1.12. 0.7972. 0.7118. 0.6355. 0.5674. and don't do one more 5. This is same only. Please see this. This is 5. So this discounting factor will only come down. 5, 6, 7, 4. Anybody who can tell me what is the NPV? What is the NPV? Anyone can tell me what is the NPV? Fast. 120 into 0.8929. This is 10. This is 107.148. 112 into 0.7972. 89.28. You rounded off to 9. 115.6 into 0.7118. 82.28. Next, 110.48 into 0.6355. 70.21. 70.21. Next, 91.39 into 0.5674. 51.85. Next, 65.53 into 0.5674. 37.18. And please tell me what is the NPV? Anyone? To 870.21, 51.85, 37.18. Is it approx 38? Approx 38. Anyone with the answer? It's approx 38 lakhs. 38 lakhs. Okay. Is it approx 38 lakhs? If this is your answer, there's one thing for homework for you guys. The homework for today is very simple. Just go through this and you need to compute the IRR for this question. You need to compute the IRR for this question. Okay. So we have done the NPV and they've already given you this. Where's the question? There's the C. They've already given you. With this, you need to solve IRR. Okay. Okay. Tomorrow, everybody needs to come sharp at 7:15. We are going to start a very important concept. You can tell your friends also. We're going to start replacement. There are heavy sums on capital budgeting. You're going to solve with that. Tomorrow, same timing, 7:15 a.m. Tomorrow will be the last day for YouTube Live. Okay. The one who wants to take this class, all the details are there in the comment box. Okay. Okay. Jyoti, your answer is absolutely right. That is because of this word. The decimals. Anil is asking about which case cash inflows are not uniform. What is this? I didn't get the question only. Okay, chalo. We stop here. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And please do solve the homework. Tomorrow we're going to start with that. And tomorrow we're going to do replacement. So please do come in exact sharp at 7:15. Please do sleep early. Okay. Thank you.